So Susan, tell us why you chose the name Women Reshaping Lives for your practice. What is that about for you?
It was very personal for me. I spent a lot of time thinking about it. I wanted to have a unique name. I wanted to have something that reflected my feelings about the counseling practice and what I wanted to bring to women. And so the idea of reshaping is part of my philosophy of looking at our lives as a continuum, in that we're always kind of evolving and changing, and that we don't turn into new people, but we take all of our stories, all of our history, all of the things that make us unique, and we weave them into different things. And so we literally reshape our lives. When I first began my practice, and people would look at the name and they'd wonder what it was, and they'd say, well, is this a new diet program? I would say, no, it isn't. But in some ways, it's about, shedding the pounds of messages that we have, not to become a new you, but to become someone reshaped and bringing more and more wholeness to ourselves. So the name has proven to be very apt.
Sounds appropriate. So in your practice, you focus on helping women through transitional times and changes. What influenced you to choose that avenue?
What influenced me actually were my own life transitions, the journeys that I've had. I began my career as a music teacher and as a singer. From there, I journeyed into being a nursery school teacher for a time. And actually, in midlife, I found kind of the calling of my life in being a cantor. And I served the Farmington Valley Jewish congregation, Emek Shalom, as their cantor for 32 years. And I now am their cantor emerita. At the same time, I was a wife, a mother, caring for aging and ailing parents, lots and lots of transitions. I was fortunate to have a lot of support along the way to help me in those really tough moments. And I wanted to be able to do that as well. And even finding counseling that was an outgrowth of my wanting to meet the needs of my congregants and their problems. And from there, I actually counseled at Bethany Pastoral Counseling Services for 15 years.
Okay, so besides your experience counseling as a cantor, what other counseling background do you have?
Well, I am have a graduate degree from the University of St. Joseph, and I am Connecticut licensed professional counselor. As I mentioned, I have counseled at Bethany Pastoral Counseling Services for 15 years. Also, I have facilitated groups, emotional support groups for long-term unemployed at Jewish Family Services. I've also facilitated a group at Jewish Family Services for recovery from addiction and alcohol abuse. So I've had a nice body of experience.
So why did you decide to focus specifically on women and how they are affected by change and transition in their lives?
Women's issues have always been very personal for me. First of all, I spent a large number of years in a profession that was previously all male. So finding my woman's voice, that unique way of expressing myself, whether it was musically or in my ideas and my thoughts, was very, very important. And I think that women do struggle in trying to find that expression, finding their unique voices.
So how does a woman's approach to change differ from a man's, do you think?
I think both men and women struggle under stereotypes. Women certainly trying to be that super mom, that super person who does it all and is nurturer of all, very often to the detriment of their own needs. I think men have a different relational style and may have difficulties expressing their emotions. I gravitated towards just working with women because of how I connect with that, with how helping women with their self-beliefs, and also looking at what they see all around them, you know, in our media everywhere. There are messages that we're getting all the time about being perfect, doing it all. And that sets us up with an impossible ideal, and it makes it very, very difficult.
Yeah. So what final thoughts would you like to share with us today about yourself or your practice?
Well, that Women Reshaping Lives is about finding that new beginning. My logo is the butterfly. And I love the symbolism of it, that we're in our cocoon. But then as we journey through that cocoon, we can emerge with wings to fly. And that hopefully I provide that support for transformative change.